Hey everyone, Jordan here again. Today what we're going to be doing is we're going to be moving a saved world file or a particular build inside of a saved world generated in single player to our multiplayer creative server. Our first thing we want to do is go to the computer or the machine that is running our Minecraft server and stop the server and make a backup of it so we can have it stored on our local machine next to our already downloaded single player world, which has our build inside of it. To access this, I have something configured called Microsoft Remote Desktop, which allows me to remote into a Windows-based computer from my Macintosh. Once we're inside our remote computer here, we'll see that I've already went ahead and shut down the creative server. So we're going to have to navigate to the directory that has our Minecraft server information stored. In my case, here's all my Minecraft files. We're going to navigate to the group creative one, which is our creative server, and go and find the one labeled C1, not the other two since we're not editing the nether or the end today. And we're going to want to take this entire folder and put it over onto our local machine over here. To do that, simply just right click and hit copy, and then in my case what I'm going to do is put it on a remote drive so it's easier for me to access on the other machine. I'm just going to copy real quick. After that's moved over, we can close all our windows here, and now we can completely close our connection to our remote server. Now back on the desktop, that drive that I copied it to is available on the Macintosh, so we can copy that folder to our desktop. Now take just a second here. Once inside MCEdit, we're going to want to navigate to our world that we saved on our desktop, both the initial world, which has the build in it, and then our creative world. To do this, just simply click Open. Once open, you'll be taken to a screen where you can look at your directories on your local machine. So I'm going to quickly take some time to navigate through here and find my desktop. Once we're in the directory where we have our desktop, we're going to have to select the file called .dat. That's the format that our world is saved in. Here's the original world that we're accessing. We'll go into its directory, and there is a file named level. When we open level.dat, it'll take us into our world. In a 3D space, similar to CAD, we'll be able to select an area and move this entire build that's in our single player world into our creative world by making what's called a schematic. To select something, use the default selection tool here and find a corner of the build you want to select. Then right click and continue to drag over the surface of the build that you want to copy. After you've made your selection, simply click to hold on to your selection. Go through and make sure that every block that you want in your selection is put in here, otherwise it will not appear in the next world. I've included the ground block since our destination world is a flat world just like this one. Now that I made sure that this is actually the selection I want to make, right click again and go over here to export. What export is going to do is make a copy of every block inside the selection we made and put it into what's called a schematic. A schematic simply saves everything inside the selection as one singular file so that when it's put into another world it can replicate it exactly the same way that it is now. We're going to leave the name alone to simplify things so that we can see it, and change the file type to .schematic so it's consistent with our other schematic we created before. Now hit save. Once that's saved, now we can exit this world and go into our creative world. Simply hit Menu, then Close. Now that we're inside our creative world, we need to go to the spot in which the user wanted to put it. So we're going to go to Chunk View to see this. As the world generates, you'll see different builds that people have made. Now that we've located the area in which we want to have the object put, we can select that chunk so that when we go into camera view, we actually end up there. Flying down in the camera view, we can see where the destination is supposed to be put, indicated by this emerald exclamation point. So we can deselect that chunk that we selected to get down here. Now we go to import, and we can find our schematic file. Now that we've found our path to our schematic files, change it to the target format that we want, in this case, schematic. And here's our schematic we saved earlier. We're going to open that, and what will appear is the thing that we copied from the other world. And in order to move this in the correct position, facing the object in which she wants to put it, we could place it near the ground like this. Then we can come over here and hit rotate. Now that our object is imported and in the right position, we can deselect the blocks and then save. Now we need to check out the build to make sure that everything was imported correctly, that no blocks are missing, or anything was obstructed. In this case, we have imported correctly. Now we just saved the world. Now we can close this world out and re-upload it to the server and make sure that it's working correctly. Now inside the client version of Minecraft, we can see that our copy was successful, and the build is now in the creative world, properly positioned where she wanted it. I hope you enjoyed this video, and how we moved a single player world to a multiplayer server world so that everyone can see the progress that was made in a single player world. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Bye bye.